Hi everybody, FM22 here for the last episode of this season, save for the part-time to big time. Thank you very much for the continued support. I hope you're enjoying it. This will be the last episode of the season. We won't be in the playoffs this season, although look, 8th position. Just to, if I can't help thinking if I took over at the start of the season, we may be looking at a possible playoff scenario here, but not to be. So, you remember, obviously, straight from the last game where we beat Millwall 1-0. So, yes, we've got the Ipswich game and the Salford game. So, there's nothing in between. There's no housekeeping to do. So, it's just the Ipswich away and Salford at home. So, we'll see where this takes us. There's been 10 days rest, so we've managed to get a few people back from the fitness and the injury tables back on the pitch. So, here is the lineup we're going with. We're going Pim in the nets. Adebayo, O'Hara, Carter and Samuels as the back four. Kusumu, Perkins and Smith in the midfield. Twine in the hole. Hendry and Isa up front. Richards is still not available yet. So there you go. That is the side we are going with. Let's see if we can beat what will be Ipswich, who are 5th. A very good Ipswich side. Are they in danger of missing the playoffs? They are. A defeat here and a Sheff Wednesday win would put the playoffs in slight jeopardy for them. So this will be a good test for us because we're effectively on the beach, but Ipswich with all to play for, and we are away here. So this should be a tricky game for us. Let's just see how we get on. And from our corner, we look like we could be in a bit of trouble here, depending on how quick this break is. Looks like we've got some bodies back at least. But they've got an overload on the left-hand side. Ooh, that was a good effort. But yeah, flashed over in the end. Oh, there's been a pinball wizard in the box there. I thought it could have broken to... Who was that it was brought to? I think it was probably Isa. Nearly fell to him. But you can tell Ipswich are on a mission here. They're all over us like a rash and they've gone 1-0 up. Fred Onyedinma. Fred Onyedinma. It's a very good name. And he is... Ooh, he's borderline offside. It's a good finish. The keeper, if you've come that far, you've got to take the ball, the man, the works. You can't go half-hearted there. You've got to take everything out. And he didn't, and we're 1-0 down. I just hope the team haven't gone on the beach here, and that's just gone over. You like to see him perform right to the very end. I mean, for some of them, their jobs are on the line here. I'm thinking of Isa. Jobs on the line. Twine, I say maybe I can sell him. Smith, probably jobs on the line. Yeah, so it won't do them any good to turn in a poor performance as we are doing now with no shots on target, no shots at all, and we're not dominating possession like we usually do. So yes, we've not turned up here so far. Henry brings that down, lovely. Twine to Isa. I think the only surprise so far is that Perkins hasn't been booked. It's a real shocker. And again, it looks like it's going to turn into a highlight for Ipswich, who really are at the races today. As I've said that, it breaks to us. Hendry on a little run. He's tried one from outside the box and he's hit the inside of the post. That would have been a wonder goal. Absolute thunderbolt there. It counts as a shot at least. Let's give them a bit of a rocket here. I'm not happy with that performance. See if we can improve the second half. And Onyedinma has scored again. not 1 minute after it's been disallowed. I'm saying not 1 minute after my team talk, we're going to concede. It's close, but he is off. It was a great finish. Let's have a look at this Onyedinma. What's he like? It's just a winger, just a pure winger. 11 goals from the wing. So he's played well for Ipswich this year. Causing us all sorts of problems, even from throw-ins. Keeper made a bit of a mess of that. It looked easy just to catch it, really. And as a result, it's resulted in another attack for Ipswich, and we are getting overrun in all departments. No one's having a good game. It might be time to make a triple sub here. Let's just see. It's a free kick. Twine might have a do. Bit of a free. He's definitely got a free kick in him, and that hits the bar, I think. Right. Okay. Let's make a triple sub here because we're not doing much of anything. Who's playing particularly awful? Samuels is having a bad game. Let's bring Harvey on. What else have we got? Not much. Henry's having a bad game. Let's go on. Let's bring Olasanya on. Twine's having a bad game, so bring in Ollie Lee. Let's do a triple sub, and let's demand more from the entire team. Well, at least we've had a few more shots. None of them have been actually on target, but we've had a few more shots at least. Well, this looks dangerous. Onyedinma again. Absolute thorn in the side. Oh look, Perkins has been booked. Didn't take him. Took him longer than usual, but I think that might be an automatic suspension for the season, and which is remarkable. Seeing as he only just joined us, he's managed to pick up an automatic suspension. That's some going, and probably not someone you can rely on. It's not something I could bring back in next year, given his disciplinary issues. Certainly not one I'd like to buy permanently. Maybe a loan could be a possibility. He has played well today. No one's played well today, but he has played well in the other weeks. He's turned up for us, but can't rely on someone who's going to miss. I mean, he's going to miss 10 games a season due to suspension problems at the rate he picks up bookings. Not on your Onyedinma again. Jeez, need to pick him up. And this has been all Ipswich. They've dominated all parts of this game. And yeah, just as we were hoping we end up on the beach, it turns out we are on the beach. Not on your Onyedinma. I mean, this is a performance of the highest quality. He has destroyed us. Should have had a hat. Well, he was offside. But yeah, he's absolutely murdered us this game. That's a great finish. What rating is he on Onyedinma? Is an 8.4, and that might just go up now after that goal. He has played well. You know when you've come against someone who's had a good day, and he has had a perfect day against us. And of all that we've played, Olasanya's managed to pull one back. We've played quite a few sides. No, not was offside. Let's have a see. He did look it, to be fair. I don't think he is. I don't think he is offside. Well, I was saying of all the sides we've played in the promotion chase recently, Ipswich has probably been the one I've been most impressed with. They've certainly put us to the sword there, and like I say, Onyedinma had an absolute match for the ages. We weren't good enough. I'm not saying you were unlucky. We simply weren't good enough in that scenario. So that was disappointing. I mean, another defeat could see us finishing 12th, so that would be disappointing when we could have finished 8th or higher. So let's just check there's no injuries on the back of that game. So I see Onyedinma had a 8.6 match rating. He had a game. Pim closer triggering clause. What's that? 5 appearances away from making 50, which will trigger. I'll have to pay Peterborough £16,000, so I'm sure I can afford that. So there's picked up no injuries. So I'll just sim the period in between the next game, and then I'll see you back for that one. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the last game of the season. Disappointing defeat last week, which we didn't turn up. But this is the team we're going into for the very last game of the season, a fully fit squad, which is ironic considering there's no more games left. But we've got Pim in the nets, Adebayo, O'Hara, Carter and Samuels, which is probably our first choice back four. Kasumu, Perkins and Smith, which has probably again been our first choice midfield for the past few weeks really. Twine in the hole, Richards is back, so he's going to play the last game of the season. He probably won't finish the game. And Isa up front, so that is our probably strongest 11, I would imagine. So let's see how we do in the last episode of the season. Sheff Wednesday and Ipswich are the two teams fighting for the last playoff spot, both on the same points. Sheff Wednesday have effectively a 1 point advantage for the goal difference. Let's see. Oh, Sheff Wednesday and Bolton. Let's see Ipswich now. Sheff Wednesday and Bolton. So Bolton are at home to Swindon, who are already relegated. You'd think they'd win that. Sheff Wednesday are away at Walsall, who have avoided relegation, so they've got the harder match. So that'll be interesting to see how that turns out. But here we go. Let's go with the last game of the season. I expect to see a much better performance from you today, is the team talk I'm going with. Can't get much worse than the performance last week, so we'll see how we get on here. Not sure where Salford are in the league, I should have checked that. Richards runs through and he's scored again. 5th goal of the season. He's been a great signing for us. We've just got to keep him fit. Again, I think one of the ones who'll benefit from an off season. I'm really going to look at the staff we've got and see what the fitness coaches and physios and sports scientists and doctors, see which ones we've got and see if I can make them the very best they can be for a League One side. Because if I can keep players like Richards fit, like Twine fully fit, then I think we've got a real chance next season. We've won the ball back there. I'm building from the back. This is what I like to see. And we've lost it. Just as I said, this is what I like to see. We go and lose the ball, and he's flashed that one over the boy. Defending a corner here. Wing has just headed that over. Wing used his nut to head that over. Apologies. The defence is playing very well here. As the words leave my mouth, we pick up an injury. We'll bring on Harrison Ashby. That's far from ideal. I mean, it is the last game of the season, but you don't want anything that could affect his pre-season and his fitness, because it's Adebayo has been one of our better players. And Salford seems to be coming back into this, which is a little bit concerning. I'll certainly be scouring the kind of released market. Salford are back on the attack again here. If they had some decent finishes, we'd be under the cosh here. I'll be scouring the released lists from the Premier League side, see if there's anyone who I think can do a job for us in League One. And we will have a little bit of money to spend, because I haven't spent hardly anything of the darling money. So I am hopeful we can mount a challenge next season for promotion. Twine, back to Samuels. He's just past that in the bottom corner. The keeper, I don't know if he's expecting to cross it, but he just tapped it in. It was like Happy Gilmore, just tap it in, tap it in. Let's have a look. It's a great ball from Twine. That's what he can do. And it's just that the keeper, I don't know what he's done there, but he's had a shocker. But 3 shots, 2 goals, 3 shots on target, 2 goals. And hopefully we are ending the season and the episode with a win. But you never know what could happen as we're on the defence here. And that's going to be a goal. I want to finish with a win. I want to finish the season with a win. So conceding a goal like that isn't helping. Yeah. As soon as he crossed it in, you knew that were going in. The attacker had a leap on the defender at the back stick. Ashby's been poor since he come on, but he's not really a right back. He's not really a centre back either. He's not really good enough for us, if I'm being honest. It's just a needs must player. Twine to Kasumu. Here comes Ashby after the. I've talked him down. He's ISO with a header just wide of the post. Blimey, that was close. Smith's given everything, so yeah, we'll bring on forward. Is there any that one? Did that one count? Yeah, sometimes it just misclicks. So forwards on for the final 15 minutes of the season. Can we hang on here? I wonder how the Sheff Wednesday and Bolton games are going on now. Can we check that? Mid-game. Latest scores. Oh, there we go. So Bolton are 1-0 up and Sheff Wednesday. I thought they were away. They're not on for some reason. Now that's odd. I wouldn't have thought they were playing at a different time. Usually play the last game of the season all at the same time. But I certainly can't see them. Unless it could mean... Oh no, I thought it might mean the 0-0, but... Oh, there's other teams that are 0-0 there. Oh, there you go. Oh no. I'm not quite sure. Oh, there you go. The 2-1. So that would be Sheff Wednesday in the playoffs, I think, because we do a lap of honour, finish the season with a win, delivered and more on the pre-season promise of mid-table. Sorry, on the pre-hire promise of mid-table. I can't see the board being unhappy with us here, as Sheff Wednesday land the last playoff spot. We finish in 9th, which is a great season for us. When we started, we were in 20th, I think, so we really have moved up the league there. So that is it with the injury to Adebayo. 3 to 4 weeks, so give him an extended holiday, and that should be fine. Oxford, the champions there. So I'll just play offline until the end of season summary, and then I'll bring that back up for you to see, because that's usually quite interesting. And also give you an update on the Chorley, for one. I'm sure some of you are still interested on Chorley, and the Premier League, Championship, etc. So I'll bring that back on at the end of the season with the end of season summary. And that'll be it for the season, so I'll see you shortly. Okay, so here we are with the end of season review. So let's have a look at the new arrivals. Quite a few people have ended up bringing in at the end. Carter was fantastic for us, 7.34 rating and 3 goals from centre-back. Adebayo came in from QPR before I joined the club, and he was fantastic, 12 assists, 7.15 rating. Samuels came in from Reading. Just under a 7 rating. He was also fantastic. Just staying fit was the issue for him. Ford and Lee, played well when they were needed to. Hendry was okay for us. Rodell Richards was, I thought, fantastic for us. 5 goals in 8 starts. He's been signed permanently. He will join us permanently. Sonny Perkins was great for us, nearly a 7 rating. Discipline is his issue. Blimey, does he lack a booking? And then trickling down to some of the other players. BL was disappointing. Giabi was disappointing. So there you go. So that is what we did in the transfer bid. The board are pleased the team achieved a top half finish. I should think so. As you can say, they started off very poorly. We took over around about, when did we take over? It was about the Derby game, was it? Somewhere around then. It took a while to get going, but yeah, we really started finding a feet. A couple of defeats at the end, but yeah, I'd like to think that we did very well. Moments to remember: biggest win, 4-1 win over Wimbledon in the Battle of Wimbledon Common. You saw that one on the one of the saves, one of the episodes. Match to remember: 3-0 away at Mansfield in the FA Cup. And goal of the season was Harvey. Oh, that's, I think, if I click on it, will it show it? No. Remember that one? It was on one of the previous episodes. It was an absolute peach of a left foot volley. Unbelievable. So annual revenue, the club's reputation hasn't improved much. That's changed similarly. There you go, the sponsorship deal. Top shirt sells Smith, Twine, Isa, Lewington and O'Hora. I think Lewington's about to retire, so we'll hopefully convince him to stay on. 19 goals for Isa, was our top goal scorer. 12 assists for Odebarju. And Dean Lewington now with 756 appearances for Wimbledon / MK Dons, which is an absolute, that's a one club man. Wimbledon turned into MK Dons. For those of you who don't know that, it's the same. It's essentially the same club. So he's been at this club his entire career, quite rightly, an MK Dons legend. So there you go. So that is the end of season breakdown. There's still quite a bit of games left in the Premier League, etc. So I'll just wait till the end of that, and then I'll just update you on that. Okay, so just a little quick recap on how the season went. Chorley made it to the playoffs, but unfortunately got beat in the first round by Stockport. Notts County ended up getting promoted there with Wrexham, so that was good for that. Let's take a look at the Sky Bet Championship, see what happened there. West Brom went up via the playoffs, along with Brentford and Crystal Palace. Brentford with 101 points, they smashed that, so they went up back up into the Premier League after getting relegated last season, along with Palace, I would have imagined. Blackburn finished in 8th there, so decent season for them. Let's just take a look at the Premier League. Liverpool won the Premier League. They held off the usual Man City. They finished way ahead of anyone else. Fulham, Brighton and Sheffield United are relegated. Everton won the FA Cup. They beat, I think, Chelsea in the final. Wout Weghorst from Burnley was the Premiership top goal scorer. That's a surprise, really, given some of the other players in that league. Let's take a look at the Champions League, which I think was a Man City-Liverpool final. And Liverpool won on penalties, so what a season for Liverpool. De Bruyne gave them a lead, Salah with 2 goals, Sterling one back, and then a whole host of people missing penalties. Jesus and Silva and Cancelo missed the vital one, Thiago and Firmino. But so a great season for Liverpool though, with a League and European Cup double. So you can't argue with that. So that's it for this season. Thank you very much for tuning in and joining me on this. Please hit the subscribe button and then stay tuned for future notifications. And I shall see you at the start of next season, where we have the extensive transfers business will be done, and we'll see if we can push for promotion. So stay safe. I shall see you soon. Thank you. Bye.